Some of the ways that YAI is enhancing the lives of people with autism, especially in the area of sexuality, is, well, first of all, at YAI we look at the sexual lives of people with disabilities as, we look at it as a human right. It's not something that we kind of allow people to do, or we don't look at it as, we'll let you have sex. It's a human right to have a sexual life and sexual expression, in whatever way is meaningful for that person. So some of the things we do is we provide a tremendous amount of education so that people understand what sex and sexuality is, or social sexual needs. We look at social needs and sexual needs together, because we want people not just to have sex, we want people to have connected, full, rich lives. So we're teaching social sexual skills. So we're giving a lot of information. We provide lots and lots of opportunities for people to connect with staff who are specially trained in the area of sexuality, so that their questions can be answered. And that's so staff who aren't trained don't have to feel uncomfortable when people come to them with questions that they might not be comfortable answering. We provide dating programs for folks with intellectual disabilities. So again, once people have mastered skills, they still need a way to connect with other people, to meet them in a way that is that has staff oversight. There's more misconceptions than questions. Somebody once said to me, if I have sex with somebody and I don't call them the next morning, can they still get pregnant? So there was this big connection, or big disconnect, between how having sex and then the social piece really connect. I've been asked questions. Recently somebody made a statement that people who couldn't have sex after 60. And I said I knew people in their 80s who were having sex, and they asked if I would come back and do a training on how people have sex in their 80s. So there's more misconception. There's misconceptions about, sometimes even between, not just between men and women. I once ran a group with women with autism, and I asked the group, are you women or are you men? And they said they were women, and I said, how do you know? And they didn't know why they were women. They really didn't have a sense of, because this is what my genitals are and these are the genitals of, men. It was simply that somebody had told them that they were women. So they didn't have an understanding of what that meant. When working with people on the autism spectrum, it still differs again than working with somebody just with maybe a different intellectual disability, where you always have to go over things and over things and over things. If somebody's on the autism spectrum, it's a little bit different. You have to go over it more and more and more and more, except that you can't use metaphors. So it gets a little trickier. The changes that we see after people go through either a training program, classes, or even the dating program, is there's a kind of some of the mystery of how men and women, or men and men, or women and women might interact in a social situation. Some of the mystery is kind of taken out of that, which is nice. Not sort of the fun mystery, but the real confusing piece, like how do I talk to somebody? How do I know when it's okay to kiss somebody? We've been dating for a while. How do I know if it's okay for me to kiss somebody? How do I know if she wants the kiss? Things that are very, very simple that maybe we, in the typical community, learned in high school or college. Some folks with disabilities, have never had the opportunity to learn that. So now at 40 or 50, they're first trying to, kind of figure that out. So we're seeing changes in that way, that people are understanding a little bit more of the nuances of dating or of social sexual skills, because all of those things are very, very nuanced. It's really about body language and unspoken communication, which is not the strong suit maybe of somebody with autism. So we need to be able to describe things in a way so they become much clearer.